All right, last page of Unit 1, Lesson 1 is the practice. It says, combine the move and the isolate for a two-step equation practice. Always move, remember the order. Distribute, combine like terms, then move, then isolate. So we're just going to practice these last two here. Make sure you're always moving before you're isolating, okay? So this looks a little more complicated. So nothing to combine, nothing to distribute, but I want to start getting the x alone. Here's the variable term. That's my only x I have in the whole equation. So that means I need to look at the negative 20 and get it moved to the other side. Okay? Let me say that again. Here is my x, and remember my final goal is to put x on one side and have a number over here. So I want to move my x's to this side and my numbers to the other side. So I want to keep my x where it is and move things away from it. So to move the negative 20, what do we do when we move? We add opposite when we move. When we isolate, we divide or multiply by same sign. Okay, so add opposite of the 20. The negative 20, the opposite is a positive 20, and whatever we do to one side, we do the other side. So that makes a 0. So that gets my 4x alone on one side. And then 8 minus negative 8 plus 20 is what? 12. So now our new problem is 4x equals 12. All right, I need to get x alone by isolating it, by dividing it by same. Whatever we do to one side, we do the other. X equals 3. We can check because it's an equation. We put the 3 back in. 4 times 3 is 12. Minus 20 will give you a negative 8. So we're good. Okay. This one here, this looks, this is a complicated fraction, but remember we are moving first. So what are we moving? Well, there is my variable is a t. It's in this term here, in the variable term. So we want to move the 3 by adding its opposite. Whatever we do to one side, we do the other side. So that makes it a 0. So that ends up with t over 5.6 equals 7 minus 3, which is 4. Now what do we do here to isolate? I don't want to divide by, I want to multiply by my 5.6. That'll make that a t. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other side. So 4 times 5.6 is 22.4. All right, we can put that back in for t. 22.4 divided by 5.6. And I don't know. Oh, wait, let me get my calculator. So 22.4 divided by 5.6. No, I didn't do that right. 22.4 divided by 5.6 is 4. Was what I was hoping for. So 4 plus 3 is 7. So all you have to do is put that back in here and check. Okay, I did 22.4 divided by 56. So that is correct. Okay. All right, lots of decimal things going on, but where is my variable? There is my variable term. So I'm not touching that first. What I want to do is move this negative 0.32 to the other side. So if it's negative, I want to add 0.32 to that side to make that a 0, right? Make that go away. Bring that down. And whatever I do to one side, I do to the other side. Be careful with these decimals. All right, what is 0.054 that's negative plus a positive 0.32? I believe that should be 0.266. I don't have to have that 0 in front as long as the decimal is nice and clear. All right, so these are a little hard. That's why it's a practice. Okay, so we move this to the other side. So now we got the constant term with the constant term combined together, okay? So we want to isolate our n by dividing by what's next to it. Whatever we do to one side, we do to the other side. So let me check that in my calculator. 0.266 divided by 0.7 is 0.38, and it's going to be negative. So n equals negative 0.38. So that's a little tricky. You can check that still though, right? Put that back in. If that was a substitution problem, it would be what? I'm going to put it in my calculator. Negative 0.7 times negative 0.38 equals 0.266 minus a 0.32. And that gives me negative 0.054. So we're good. Okay. All right, this one here, we want to what? We want to add 9 to both sides. And that's going to get us the b over negative 5 and 16 on one side. Okay. We want to multiply in this case, so we're multiplying over here. So we're going to get b equals whatever 16 times negative 5 is. I'm trying to find it on my paper, sorry. Negative 80. Okay. I don't know why I squashed these and then these have lots of room, but let's find out. Okay. So there's my x. So that means I'm getting rid of the 8 and I'm moving it to the other side by adding its opposite. Do not drop that negative 1 in front of the x. You're not allowed to do that. This is going to get us here. I know this looks a little funny, but don't forget to do this step. Negative 1 divided by negative 1 is a positive 1. Negative 6 divided by a negative 1 is a positive 6. All right, so put that back up here. 8 minus 6 equals 2. We're good. Okay. Let's see. Move the 7 over. Don't forget this is negative 8 plus a negative 7, which is going to give you a bigger negative 15. All right. Divide by same I'll do on one side as the other. A negative 15 divided by a negative 3 is a positive 5. Okay, so put it back up here. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Minus 7 is negative 8. So we're good. All right, just because the x is on the other side doesn't mean we change anything. So there's my variable term. I need to get it alone by moving the 10. Adding its opposite. Whatever I do to one side, I do the other side. Then I'm there. The rule's still the same. Get rid of the 2 by dividing by same. We're over here. Negative 2 divided by that is a negative 1 equals x. Don't care what side it's on. Okay? All right, let's see. Here is my variable term. I need to divide by negative 6. I'm going to go over here and go divide by negative 6. I know that's going to be a w, but then I've got all this weird stuff on this other side. What is that saying? That is negative 5 divided by 9 divided by negative 6. Okay? So w equals negative 5. Keep, change, flip. Negative 5 divided by 54. Does that reduce? If it doesn't reduce back up here, it's not going to reduce down here. So I think that's it. Yes, you could check that still, but that'd be kind of a pain to check. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it over here. Negative 6 times negative 5 over 54 equals negative 5 over 9. All right, so this would be what? Positive 30. 6 times negative 6 times negative 5 is 30. Divided by 54. Wait. That's a negative. That's a negative. That's a negative. A negative times a negative is a positive. Wait a minute, I did something. Oh, I dumped the negative. See this -6? I dumped the negative. See? You should check all the time. You should always check. So this was a negative, and I just left it off, which means this was a positive, which means this is a negative. There was no way that was going to reduce to a negative over there. Did I do that right on the key? Yep, I did it right on the key. Sorry. So this is actually W equals 5/54. Okay, back over here. Double check in the calculator. This divided by 6 is a -30 divided by 6 is a -5. 54 divided by 6 is a 9. So we're good that is supposed to be the answer. 5/54. Because when you put it back in, it does work and give you the -5/9. See? Good. Gotta check. All right. Family goes out to a buffet. Ooh, is this all numbered right? This is actually numbered correctly. Okay. A family goes out to a buffet and pays $9.99 for food. I'm going to try that again. A family goes out to a buffet and pays $9.99 for each for food and $2.50 for each for drinks. They left a tip of $7.50 and the total bill was that. How many people came? Ooh. Write an equation using f as the variable and solve. All right, so everybody ate food. I don't know how many people. So F stands for number of people in the family. Okay, so sorry for the sloppiness here. Let me move this over a little bit. So 999 for each family member. So if F is the number of family members, it would be 999 times F plus what they had to drink for each of them. Okay, then they left a tip. Let's make some more room. Then they left a tip of $7.50, and when they paid their bill, they were all done. They got a bill was $57.46. So there's an equation. So if that's on the test, you get half credit for writing that out like that. Okay. And then how would you start to solve this problem? Well, I got 4 different terms. So this is all by itself, so that's going to stay there. But then all of this over here needs to be what? I can combine like terms. There's 2 F terms right there. Let's do that. So this is going to be 5746 equals 999 in the calculator. 9.99 plus 2.5 is 1249 F plus 750. Okay, I can't add the 750 in there because it's not like terms. So I took those. So the first step I did was combine like terms. All right, now I'm ready to move this, 750 to the other side because I want to keep this variable term where it is. So negative 7.5, whatever do to one side, do the other side. Not have enough room on here. So 5746 minus 75, not 75. There's a point right there. 7.5 is 49.96 equals 1249 F. Now what? Now we want to divide by 1249. And whatever we do to one side, we do the other. Sorry, I'm totally out of room. 1249. So what is 49.96 divided by 12.49? Whatever it is, it's going to be F. So that divided by 12.49 is 4. Really? That's 4? Well, family members, right? How weird would it be if we got 4.5 family members? Okay. So it had to be a whole number for people. So I'm glad. 4 sounds reasonable. You can always put this back in. We had 4 people that had a meal at $9.99. Then we have 4 people had drinks at $2.50. And then, so that times 4 plus, here, let's do it. 9.99 times 4 is 39.96. That's the food. Then we had $2.50 times 4, which is $10. That's, sorry, hang on. That's a 9. It just doesn't look like a 9. Okay. So that's the food, plus the drink, plus the tip. And let's see. So 10 plus 7.5 plus 39.96 equals 57.46, which is the total bill that we put on the table. So we're good. So my final answer is 4. I'm going to erase all this so I have some room to do something else. That whole mess. Sorry, that was F equals 4. The equation was 57.46 equals 9.99F plus 2.5F plus 7.5. You don't need all those zeros. You can put them in, or you don't need to. But that's the equation I need. All right, next one. Maria receives a paycheck for last week's work. She earns $11.75 an hour. How many hours did she work? Write an algebraic expression using H to represent the number of hours. Okay, this was how many people. This is number of hours that she worked last week. So 399.5 is the paycheck she got. If you, if she gets so many per hours, so she gets $11.75 per hour. Think about that, per hour. So that means whatever H is, 11. So if she worked 6 hours, it would be 11.75 times 6. We don't know what it is. That's what H stands for. So this is the setup. So notice there's no distribution or combined like terms. We go immediately to isolating H to find out how many hours she worked. So you divide by same. All right, and you're going to get H, and then whatever 399.50 divided by 11.75 is 34. She worked 34 hours to get that money, okay? 30, just double check. 34 times 11.75, that's 399.5. So we're good. All right, we got another perimeter one here. It says the table is 12 feet long. The perimeter, okay, so let me write it down. P equals 2L plus 2W. All right, they're giving me feet. That's 12 feet long. They're giving me a perimeter of 34 and then asking me how wide it is. Interesting. All right, so the W is our variable. So this is our variable term here. So we're going to leave that alone, and what are we going to do? We need to move this, but we need to multiply first. So the PEMDAs are going to creep up here for a minute. So this is a 24, okay, plus 2W. Now, we sort of distributed, right? And there's no terms to combine. I want to be able to move this 24 though over here, okay? We move things by adding its opposite. So this is what? 10 equals 2W. Then isolate W by dividing by same, and whatever we do to one side, do the other. So W equals 5. So the width is 5. Okay. Last one, James, excuse me, is bill for the community college was 7 semesters was this. So for all 7 semesters, that was the total. Use S as a variable to write. Let me read it again. James' final bill for the community college after 7 semesters was this, with fees of this included. Okay. That means he paid a total of 4417. Okay. 7 times whatever the semester was, plus $42 in fees. See where we're going with this? 7 semesters plus fees is how much the total bill was, because the 42 was included in that number. So this 7S plus 42. Now to get S alone, that's the term we want it to stay. So we're going to move the 42 by adding its opposite to both sides. So you're going to land with 7S left on this side, and apparently 4417 minus 42 is 4375. And then to get the S alone, we're going to divide by 7. So 4,375 divided by 7 is 625 is S. Okay, you can go backwards on that. 7 times 625 plus 42 gives you that other. Alrighty, hold on.